Congratulations on his new acquisition. And now here come those Bryan Frank Camaros. The first one, 1967, custom two-door coupe.
Well, this car began life as a 6-cylinder coupe. We know that because the VIN begins with a 1-2-3, not the 1-2-4 that would be present on a V8 car, but no problem there. It's got a big block swap. This appears to be a 396 power plant, and it's coupled to a 4-speed manual power glide automatic. But again, big aftermarket billet rally wheel lookalikes, but beautiful black paint. Nice car, sharp.
We've seen the Frank family here this weekend with their line of tractors for sale at Barrett-Jackson, both John Deere and Oliver tractors. They also have a good business restoring cars. And like the Snodgrass family from Florida that brought a 55, 6, and 7 Chevy to the block in succession, here come the Franks with their run of Camaros from the first 4 years of production.
Well, it's a great chance to watch car to car to car and notice some of the subtle differences between the first generation models of 67, 8, and 9. And then you'll see the big switch to 70 that comes a few cars later.
Of course, the 67 and 8 are not that far apart visually. However, the quick tip-off on a 67 only is the vent window. 68, they did away with that. But again, that's the quick thing to look at right there to tell you it's a 67 and not an 8.
Another quick tip, side marker lights required on the 68, not on the 67, and only the 67 got those round parking lamps. 68, they were somewhat rectangular.
All four of these, the attention to detail, the quality of restoration on them, way under the money on this car.
67, 68, 69, and a 70, all done in black. One of our feature collections of the auction has been featured on Speed. The consignor and his son, his family do incredible restoration work. They brought us these cars to sell as a collection. You can actually see the evolution of the Camaro as each one sells. Beautiful opportunities.
Thank you, Steve. Now I have 36. I recognize 6. Now 6. Hey, what do you want to do? I'm going to do money. 6. 8. 36. 38. I'm going to 6. 8. Down on the 8. Now 40. I'm going to 40. Down on money. 40. 40. Down on 40. Down on 40. I'm going to 40. $1,000. I'm going to 40. Down to the mid 40. 40. 40. 40. Down to the mid 40. I'm going to money. 8 is bid. 40. I'm going to 8. 9. I'm going to money. Now 9. I'm going to now 40. I'm 40. Down on 40. Now 2. I'm a 42. 2 down on 2. 2. 2. 5. 42. 45. I'm a 5. Down on 2. Down on money. 45. I'm a 5. 5. 40. 5. Y'all in. Y'all done. I'm a 45. I'm a 2. 5. I'm a 5. 3. 5. I'm a 43. 40. 5. 5. 45. Got to compare 4. 5. I'm a 5. 4. 5. Give me 5. 40. 5. Down to the 5. I'm a 5. Down to the 5. Down to the 5. I'm a 5. I'm a 5. Down to the 5. Down all in. Are y'all done? I'm a 5. Down to the 5. 5. 45. I'm a 5. Tom. I'm a 5. Down to the 5. Down to 5. Gotta go. I'm at 5. Down to 5. Here we go. I'm at 5. All through. All done.
Decision time.
I'm at 5. I'm at 5. I'm at 5. I'm at 5. Anybody else? I'm at 5. Down to 5. Y'all through. Y'all gone now. I'm at 3. 5. I'm at 3. Down to 5. I'm asking 45. I'm at 43. 5. I already have 43. That's why I took him at 5. So I already have 43. I'm asking you for 5. Yeah, I'll take 44 if you want to do that. You want to be 44? 44. 44. 44. What do you want to do? Hey, he has to be 4. I'm at 3 down and I'm at 4. Gotta go. I'm at 3 down in the mid 4. Duck. Give me the down 3 4. Y'all in? Y'all done? Yes, sir. I'm at 3 down in the mid 4. All through. All done. Here we go. I'm at 4 and high. So $43,000 to mid 43,000. Duck.
And congratulations to the new owner. He was calm. She was gripping a little bit. And that'll happen when couples get together to decide on an acquisition.
Away go the 67. Here rolls the 68. Bob, I'm sorry.
That's okay. The 68 goes to center stage. This is our Hagerty Fantasy bid car, however, the 69, which is now in the on-deck position. And that means you still have time to get your Hagerty Fantasy bid in. Text what you think will be the hammer price to 46649, and good luck. We're about to close the bidding as soon as the car ahead sells.
Now, do we see that this 1968 is either came equipped or has been fitted with the RS equipment package? Do I see hideaway lights up front?
That you do. Hideaway headlamps, key part of the RS package. But when you also order the SS or Super Sport Performance package, you don't get any RS badging on the car. However, this car is not represented as an original SS 396, but looks like it's been built up to that spec.
Indeed, the VIN does read 124, so we know it was a V8 car, but which V8, who knows? Doesn't matter. Under the hood, of course, a 396 big block, iron heads, aluminum intake, Edelbrock Performer, 4-speed manual transmission, and it's nice to see out back, attention to detail, a 12-bolt rear axle instead of the 10-bolt that would have been born with.
Well, I'll tell you, I am a Ford guy at heart. However, when you see all three of these cars up here on stage together, all in gleaming black, it is absolutely easy to understand the appeal of the Generation 1 Camaro. Gotta love them.
You know, the amazing thing to keep in mind is between 67 and 69, average sales of Camaros were just about 225,000 roughly. So all very popular cars. None of them sold as much as the Mustang did, but they were certainly biting into Mustang sales big time.
Deluxe interior in this one with a full console, some wood trim, and the wood rim wheel, which you didn't see frequently on these 68. Ice cube trays on the hood, part of that big block SS package. Nice look to it.
Bidder assistant Tom Johnson. Shane Ratliff is the auctioneer. There's Amy Assiter, another bidder assistant. They're trying to be clear about who the lead bidder is. There's a bidder who's done his homework. He's got his catalog there, his pen at the ready. Tom's asking, you want to go higher? Nope, done. Fist in the air means Amy has the lead bidder.
Hit it! So, $47,000. Congratulations.
And congratulations. Out of the Frank collection, that was one of the young Frank boys on the gavel, I believe, whether it was Barrett or Jackson from the Frank family. We saw our feature on the family during yesterday's broadcast. They are Barrett Jackson regulars. And that gentleman has bought himself a new Camaro. And with that, we close our Hagerty Fantasy bidding on our first of 5 vehicles here on the final day of our coverage at Las Vegas. Thanks for your bids. We'll do the numbers and get back to you. It's a 69 custom Camaro.
Well, I like this one, guys. This is sort of a what-if car. Under the hood here we have a 427 tri-power, basically a Corvette motor in a Camaro. What if Chevrolet had offered this Corvette motor in the Camaro in 69? Well, this kind of answers the question of what that might have been like. Of course, there are some upgrades here. You see the 6-speed transmission manual, but of course, there's the beautiful tri-power Corvette motor. And again, wouldn't it have been cool if they'd offered it? They didn't. This car answers the question.
Well, if Chevrolet had built one this way, it would have been a very highly optioned car with the houndstooth interior, with the full console, the upgrade to the interior with the spoiler package front and rear. And now this is interesting. You didn't see this often in the mid-60s. Yes, you saw speakers in the back deck, but this is a early rear window defroster. This is fan driven, not like the wires we have in the rear window today. But there was a blower fan to help defrost the rear window as an option.
And hold those emails. I was not kidding. The grandsons of Frank family patriarch Bryan Frank are named Barrett and Jackson. I kid you not. Over 70, almost 7,100 fantasy bids posted. Thanks very much. We're about to learn our winner. Was your bid 62 grand? It's Clint Minshew working near the front of the room. His bidder is a considerable way away. Has Tom got one? Yes. Notice where his bidder is. That gentleman in the blue shirt. Will he give it the nod? Thinking about it.
Clint, let's go.
Clint's working two bidders, one near the stage, one halfway back in the room. I love watching this. Got it. Looks like Tom Johnson's bidder is going to walk away from it. We have now confirmed the earlier grandson with the gavel was Barrett. This is Jackson. And his dad leans over. Hold on. Let's get every nickel for this.
Now 81, now 81, now 81, now, sir, how you feeling? Now 81, now then, sir, get 81, I'll leave you alone for the rest of the night. 81, 81, here we go.
Oh, no, he won't. It's Tom's bidders back in the game, and we see it so often. Just need a little walk to clear his head. Oh.
Here we go now. 84, 84, 84, Tom. He's 84. Now 84. Opportunities for the night. Now 4. Anyone else? 83.5. 84. Where will that go? 84, sir. You're back. 84 down to 4. 84 down to 4. 4. 84 down to 4. 84 down to 4. Down to 83.5. 84. Hammer side. Down to 83.4. Down to 3. 4 and
Swing it, Jackson.
Sold it, sold it, sold it. $83,500.
Now that guy has guts. He stood at the back of that bunch of seats and just nodded. I would have been right up there on the edge of the stage screaming. He gets the car. Shows what I know. Congratulations, 83.5. Now on Sunday, NASCAR Race Day will rock New Hampshire. Pole sitter Ryan Newman and Clint Boyer will join us live to talk about the Sprint Cup race. Plus, we'll tell you if Smoke, Tony Stewart, is now the favorite to win the chase after winning the opener in Chicago. NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot, Sunday 11 Eastern, live on Speed. And here comes the final Frank family Camaro, completing the set, the 1970 Custom Coupe.
Well, you've seen the evolution, the evolution.
I'm with you.
The revolution of evolution from 1967 Gen 1, Gen 1 to the second generation F-body, this 1970. A very, very different animal in every way. The envelope is different, the glass house, the roof, a lot of suspension changes, and an evolution along the way. These are very different driving cars than are the first era Camaros. Go ahead, Steve. Mike?
Well, this is my favorite Camaro, Matt, and I like it just this way with the base bumper that goes all the way across, the non-rally sport, the small openings in the grille for 70 and 71. You know it's a 70 because this emblem is not red as it is on later cars. It wasn't born with that big 454 or a lot of the equipment on it, and very seldom seen, I don't think I've ever seen, a sliding sunroof in one of these early Gen 2 Camaros because of all the slope of the roof. This might have been difficult to do, so that's a neat touch.
Of course, as beautiful as this car is, Camaro sales slipped hugely in 1970 to about 117,000 cars, just about half of what they were on average the previous years. The big reason for that was competition from things like the new Challenger, the Barracuda, the Javelin, and a shrinking pony car market.
I will beg to differ. And I would say the reason is because this was a complete redo of the Camaro. It took a long time to change over the assembly line, and this car didn't come out till about January or February. In fact, GM launched this and the companion Firebird not as 1970s, but as 70.5 models. So because I love this one so much, I would call the short model year a big reason for the drop in sales.
Agreed, agreed. Details we find on this car, of course, 454 under the hood, turbo 400 automatic transmission. A little distressing to me is the 10-bolt rear axle. Again, not as strong as the 12-bolt you'd like to see, but with the automatic transmission, the cushioning of that torque should allow it to live a long, happy life.
If that gentleman plays his cards right, he could come away with 2 of the 4 Frank family Camaros. Well, after all, she needs something to drive too, so come on. And there's Bryan Frank. And he seems satisfied with that. Why not? 4 great cars. And a lot of money for the collection. Congratulations, sir. You do have 2. First and the last, if I'm not mistaken. Nicely done. We're going to take another break and be back. Plenty more to come already at the end of our first hour of 6 hours here on Saturday.